Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Breeze. Breezeway Productions The Breeze, where we bring you the latest in independent films and film festival news. And we have a wonderful film team here today. We got a party going on in the Zoom for a film called Publish or Perish. And we have director, writer, producer David Liban. We also have main actors James Shanklin and Timothy McCracken. How are you guys?
Good. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Right on. Well, I'm so happy everyone was able to join me today to talk about the film. So turn to David first. You are the director and the writer and the producer of it. So tell me about Publish or Perish.
Sure. Publish or Perish is a dark comedy feature film. And it's about a professor who, on the day that he's delivering his tenure materials, he accidentally runs over a student on the way to deliver it. And he has to decide what his next move is. And he makes a lot of really bad decisions, and his life starts to spiral out of control as he tries to hide the fact that he hit this kid.
Yeah, that was a very intense moment when that happened. And then, of course, the person driving the car, one of the main characters, Timothy, you play Jim Bowden, one of the professors in the film, or the professor in the film. So tell me about how you got into your role of playing a professor.
Yeah. Well, I think the main thing that is so clear in the script, I think it's just a terrific script, is that there's a clear want that this character has that's really driving him through the entire story. And so latching onto that and letting the decisions fall and choices that are made by the character based on the power of that want for whatever reason that Jim Bowden has to attain tenure, what really made it for a good ride through.
Yeah, there's a lot of stress riding on Professor Bowden to get his tenure, which is a lot of the film, which creates a lot of tension. But the tension actually comes from one of your co-stars. We have James here with us today. James Shanklin, you play Dean Crawley, Richard Crawley, and you guys have an adversarial relationship. Tell me about what it was like to become a dean.
Well, it's, the adversarial relationship doesn't start at the beginning. It's, it starts off as, he's a new employee to the school, and I look forward to meeting him. And then I see how focused and intense he is on something that I don't think carries much weight, and that's tenure. He's more focused on that. So when I see that, then the adversarial relationship slowly begins and builds pretty quickly through the relationship.
Do you believe that tenure is antiquated, as you said?
Exactly. An antiquated concept. But I will say that as Tim, that the David's writing is so good in this that
Thank you.
It was flawless in learning the character and just embracing and the character. It was just wonderful.
Yeah, David, so we were talking before, you did direct and write this and produce it as well, but you kind of live this life, so you were understanding that you write what you know. So for everyone that isn't aware, what is the job outside of filmmaking?
Yeah, I am a professor, a tenured professor who teaches film and television production at the University of Colorado at Denver. I'm also the chairperson for the film and TV department. So yeah, this kind of stemmed from my process of going through tenure and the stresses involved and the personalities that one has encountered. And deans are a very special breed of people. They are driven by different things than professors are driven. And so it was just a good, I mean, the deans that I currently have are lovely people and very good at what they do, but I've had deans in the past that didn't get along with me so well and vice versa. So that's kind of where a lot of this stuff sort of, it was me excising some demons.
Did you see yourself in this character that you wrote for Timothy?
Oh,
did you see
100%? Except I would never do the things that Jim did, but his internal voices, the things that he thinks and the things that he behaves, feels very familiar to me.
So the shot on the campus as well. So you had the home and the campus. Were we looking at in Colorado? Did you use the home campus as your background?
Yeah, actually, we had 23 days of shooting, and 11 of those days were on the CU Denver campus. So that's actually where I work. And so they were very supportive of the project.
Awesome. Did they also have a hand in it, saying that this? Did you work with like some of your students to make this film, or was it independently hired crew? How'd you work?
It was an independently hired crew, but some of the crew were former students. Like our DP, he has his own company now, and but he years ago was a film student in Colorado. Our production designer Kelly Spencer, she was a former student, and now she is you know, on her own doing her thing. I think she's in LA right now, actually. But we had a handful of students as like production assistants, but you know, we did involve them where possible, but it was definitely a hand-picked group of students that were there.
How did you end up choosing these other gentlemen here, like James and Timothy, for the roles? How was the audition process, and what sold you saying that's the guy?
Well, Tim and I worked together. So years before this, I had hired Tim to be an adjunct professor of acting, and he did that. And then I shot another feature where Tim was our villain. And so we worked together, and we had such a great time working together. And Tim is a pro, and I really enjoyed working with him, and a friend. And so when I wrote the screenplay, I kind of imagined him in that role and all along. And the way I met James Shanklin was through Tim. Tim recommended that I talk to Jim and James, and he sent me an audition tape, and immediately I was like, I got very uncomfortable listening to him talk because he felt a lot like a dean. He's a lovely man in real life, but when he turns on the dean mode, he's a little frightening.
Means that the acting came across very well. I enjoyed both of your characters. The way that you developed them together had great chemistry. Obviously, I felt the awkwardness in the beginning, and the relationship as it progresses definitely does become very stressful or strenuous. And the film overall, I think it really came together nicely. So everybody that was in it really worked well together. And so in closing, for Publish or Perish, where can people go to find out more about it? And when is it going to be released, and some of the latest updates?
So the film is releasing on August 18th. It's going to be on Amazon, Vudu. It's going to be at Cable On Demand, and we're working on other platforms as well. Yeah,
Nice.
we're having
Okay.
a Twitter watch party Friday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Nice. Okay. So for anybody that's on Twitter, what is the X, or now that it's X, formerly Twitter, what is the handle for the film, if people can go and check it out, join the watch party maybe?
I believe it's Publish or Perish Movie.
Awesome. Well, we will put that below in lower thirds. And I, at the end of the day, really enjoyed the film, past experiences. So if you're in education and that you want to go and then see on screen some of your realities being put on display in this film, Publish or Perish is definitely a great film for you. So I want to thank you all for taking the time to speak with me today. Timothy McCracken, James Shanklin, and David Liban, to talk about Publish or Perish.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.